a spiritual war you didn't sign up for. But it's not about heaven or hell. It's a war for your attention, your time, and your self-worth. And you might be losing it because you're worshiping a God you don't even believe in. For a long time, I felt this low-grade anxiety, like I was never quite enough. I looked for answers in a lot of places, and I found that a lot of confusion comes from the story we've been told, a story that works a lot like religion. In this video, I want to show you that story. I'll explain where it comes from, why it makes you feel so divided, and what we can learn from some ancient and practical wisdom. We don't call it a religion. We call it the economy or hustle culture. But look at what it makes us do. It gives us rituals, checking our phones first thing for the news, the stock prices, our metrics. We have our high priests called the CEOs, the influencers, and the self-made gurus. It has holy days like Black Friday, Prime Day, and the big product launches. And we pay our tithes, not with money, but with our attention and personal data. The core belief is simple. Your value is tied to your output and your possessions. We've built a world that rewards this system. It functions exactly like a religion. You could call it the religion of results. And its main message is this: your worth is something you have to prove externally every single day. This religion hands you a script for your own life. The script says, you are, first and foremost, an individual. Your life is a solo project. Your job is to build your success, your comfort, your future. In this story, community is just a safety net. Relationships are just support for your journey. You hear this story everywhere. In ads for a better you, in schools that subordinate you to depend on this religion, in talking about your personal brand. It feels like common sense. It feels like reality, but it's not. It's a story. It's the story that the system needs you to believe to keep working. And you were born into it. Now, if this is your story, you need a way to know if you're winning. So the religion gives you a scorecard. In this system, your value is measured by what can be counted: your productivity, your salary, your net worth. We even turned a credit score into a kind of moral report card. We use terms like human capital and return on investment. Here's what happens. If you spend an afternoon listening to a friend going through a hard time, that's being human. That's love. But on the system's scorecard, it's unpaid labor. It doesn't grow the economy. It doesn't go on your resume. So officially, it doesn't count. The system only sees what it can measure. And when the most important parts of your life, like care, connection, and peace, don't show up on the scorecard, it creates a split inside you. That split feels like a war. You know the two voices. The first voice is loud. It's the voice of the world. It says, hustle, optimize, compare, achieve. Your worth is your output. The second voice is quiet. It whispers that it's all wrong. It feels calm when you're not transacting. It feels rich when you're connected, not when you're accumulated. The quiet voice isn't a flaw. That's your conscience. That's your humanity. I believe that's the voice of God within you, and it's in constant argument with the God of the world. The argument, that background anxiety, that feeling of never being enough, that's the battlefield. It's exhausting, and it's a very old story. The Bible asks a question that gets right to the heart of this feeling. In Mark chapter 8, it says, "What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul?" We've heard that, but we miss how physical it is. Your soul isn't a ghost. It's the core of your mind, your heart, your ability to love. The text also says something staggering about where your soul lives. 1 Corinthians says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you? You, your body, your life, this is the temple. The sacred is within you." So that question isn't just spiritual poetry. It's practical. What good is it gaining the world if you destroy the temple where God lives in the process? We're working so hard to stock the pantry while the house is burning down, and the text names the exact cause of the fire. It's very specific. 1 Timothy says, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil." Notice it didn't say money. Money is a tool. It says the love of it, the worship of it, the obsession. And we have built a whole world that systematically teaches us to love it, to see it as an ultimate scorecard. We do it piece by piece, through constant comparison, through believing that the next raise or purchase will finally make us enough. But what's the cost? So if the love of money is the sickness, what does health look like? Is there an example? I'm not trying to sell you a new ideology. That's just trading one external god for another. But there's a glimpse of a different way in the book of Acts. It says, "No one claimed that any of their possessions was their own, but they shared everything that they had." Don't make this just a nice idea. See it as a practical model. Their foundation was we, not me. If someone had a need, the community met it. This was a community shaped from the inside by a simple, powerful truth. We are connected. My well-being is tied to yours. When that internal truth shapes your external life, things change. It sounds beautiful. It sounds impossible. But we're told a story of ultimate individual freedom. We're told we're free, the freest people ever. Free to choose, free to buy, free to be anything. But look closer. We don't serve kings. We serve deadlines, algorithms, and quarterly goals. We don't worship statues. We worship screens that show us a perfected version of life we're supposed to want. Our value is tied to our online presence. Our peace is tied to our productivity. We're on a treadmill that calls itself a path to freedom. This isn't freedom. This is servitude to a God that is impersonal, a God of logic and growth that will never know your name. You don't have to burn it all down. The first step is just to stop, to interrupt the momentum of for a second, to stop letting the system scorecard tell you who you are. It starts in a moment of stillness, in choosing to make something just for the joy of it, not to sell it, in remembering a truth the noise has to drown out. You were valuable before you produced a single thing. Your dignity is not for sale. The revolution is quiet. It's a change in what you pay attention to. This leaves you at a choice. It's a spiritual choice. One path is based on scarcity. It says there's not enough, so you must fight, hoard, and compete. Its goal is the private victory. The other path is based on enough. It says there is sufficient, and what I have is part of the common good. Its goal is a shared table. You can't fully walk both. Your life in 1,000 small choices leans one way. Just ask yourself, where does most of your best energy go? Is it spent in an anxious chase for more for yourself? Or is it spent in a steady work of building and caring for others? Your honest answer tells you who you really worship. The goal here isn't to make you feel guilty. It's to give you clarity. That tiredness has a source. You've been giving your worship to something that can't give you life back. The God within you isn't asking for your productivity. He's asking for your attention, your trust. The war ends when you change who you've been worshipping. It's time to take your soul back. I'm B. Romeo K, and this is Unfettered Spirituality. Spirit true, thoughts awake. If this made sense to you, I'd like you to try something this week. Pay attention to that quiet voice just once when it suggests to you to do something that doesn't go on a scorecard. Call someone, take a quiet walk, help for no reason. Listen to it, see how it feels. Let me know in the comments what you noticed. To help out the channel and get more conversations like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.